Got it? I'm good.
Tony?
It's recording.
Okay, so Tony, could you please test it out also? Perfect. Okay, so let's stop the recording because we don't need it right now. We can start it a little bit later when we get more people in. So we are all set. I will be admitting people into the room. And
it's mastermind. This is basically what it is. It's this beautiful ecosystem of masterminding in all aspects of life. Who knew that? What did Mark Santos say? He goes, I had no idea when I was thinking of this, when I had this vision and I had this pulling to create this platform, I had no idea that I was creating or coding the tree of life. And isn't that what happens sometimes when it just happens because you're in flow and you're just going with ease and grace because you're getting out of the chatter in your head and you're just stepping into the greatness of you, into alignment, as Ruth, our beautiful Ruth Elizabeth, shows us that, we spend so much time in this little avatar thinking we're all that in a bag of potato chips. And really all we're doing is we're just making a mess all along the way.
Yes.
But it's so fun because you can look back and go, wow, I sure left a lot of stuff behind. But then you can go around and kind of go, oh, but that's okay because I learned this and I learned this and I got to meet this person and meet this person. And it's really cool because through that journey, there's no judgment, right? And we're our worst critics, aren't we? I mean, how many of you are like, for those of you who didn't know, I mean, I was like, well, actually, I have this story where I used to say, I could make a pirate blush. That's how bad my self-talk was. So I have a complete understanding of, we tend to be our worst critic. And so I hope what you'll feel and what you'll see, especially feel, that through this gathering today that we have come together with the most amazing souls who have been so courageous, so vulnerable, but in that moment of vulnerability, they have stepped into a greatness that even they weren't even aware of. And through the support of other beautiful people you're going to meet who are going to share a little bit of their story, their journey, the nuggets and the wisdom who have stepped into their power to share their wisdom so unselfishly. I call this my soul humanitarian community, my tribe, because we're here to contribute. And so thank you for contributing your time today, coming and hearing and meeting some of the people that are in our beautiful community. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate that.
Wow. Darla? I was welcoming someone that one of the people that I invited, I was welcoming into the chats because they messaged me and told me that they were here. So I was letting them know, welcome. So yay. I was excited that Mark is here with me today and supporting me in what I'm doing.
That's beautiful. That's awesome.
So today I am just so humble right now, and I have had such an abundance just poured into me this week, from suggested tips to how amazing the encouragement of what I was doing and where I'm going, and how great I'm doing at stepping into such an extraordinary position with Noble Goldman and QEC. I can't even begin to tell you guys how honored I am right now at the fact that I got to speak to so many unique, amazing individuals this last week. Being given the opportunity to really tap into the resources and the minds of those who really have brought this community together and made this what it is today. And it's going to be the voices behind that's going to continue to grow it and develop it. it's just a privilege. And I can't even begin to tell you the amount of honor I have from this week. And each individual that I met, like I said, the suggestive tips have helped me to really come and bring myself together so that I can really bring my all. I had an opportunity this last couple weeks to be coached by somebody outside of this group that I'm hoping to bring into the group, who's actually quite interested in what we're doing and looking at partnering. So I want to talk a little bit more for a second about the whole thing on a mastermind. Napoleon Hill wrote, "No individual may have great power without availing himself of the mastermind." And being in the mastermind, you're no longer alone. You're in a group. So meaning if we come together, I have an idea, I'm doing all right. You have an idea, you're doing good too. But when the two ideas come together and we can meld it and make it blend together, we can go and take whatever it is that we're creating and take it so much further. The more that you can come together and collaborate is the key to success. We are not on this journey alone. That's the whole point of coming together, is the fact that when you're taking on and doing any type of business quest in your life or journey or spiritual awareness or anything else, nobody should ever be alone in that journey. And having this group really just opens the door for you to be able to receive all the things that are necessary to meet each individual's need right where they're at. And I love what I'm doing and where we're at in this place, because we're growing and developing by leaps and bounds. When we talk about the quantum field and what we're creating in it, this is it. And we are literally just leaping to new bounds. And I'm excited to see where this is going. So where are we? Does anybody have? We are at exactly 111. So we got a 111 right now. So I want to go ahead and jump in with Yanni. I want to show the diversity of this group today. And we're going to begin with Yanni.
Gracias. Bienvenido a la celebración del séptimo mes de Noble Goldman. Estamos muy contentos de que te unas a nuestra tribu Quantum. Vastly.
Доброе время суток. Всем добро пожаловать на празднование 7-го месяца общества Noble Goldmans. Мы очень благодарны за то, что вы принимаете участие в этой конференции, в этом сообществе. И я предоставляю слово моему коллеге из Германии, from Germany, to Wolfgang. Bitte.
Ja, hallo, schönen guten Abend für die deutsche Community. Ich möchte alle ganz herzlich willkommen heißen zum 7-Monate-Jubiläum von der Volt. Und wir sind so dankbar, dass du da bist, um mit uns gemeinsam dieses Fest zu feiern in unserem Quantum Tribe. Und ich gebe weiter an die Kasia in Polish.
Witam serdecznie i wszystkich do naszego pięknego Noble Goldman, i to jest nasza siódmy miesiąc i bardzo nam się tutaj podoba i tu będziemy świętować dzisiaj. I także dzisiaj bardzo dziękuję Wam za to, że przybyliście do naszego pięknego Quantum Tribe. Witam serdecznie. And our next person is Darla. I need your help because I don't have the list in front of me, I guess.
It's me. It's me. Welkom by Noble Goldman's 7de maand partytjie. Ons is so dankbaar dat julle by ons Quantum Tribe kan aansluit en ons gaan net nou gaan ons braai. Dankie.
Darla.
Darla, you're muted.
Welcome to Noble Goldman's 7th month celebration. We are so grateful to have you join our quantum tribe. I am Darla Williams, your host for the next hour. As a quantum member, we will be raising the collective consciousness from 3D to 5D awareness. Today, you will have the privilege to hear some extraordinary individuals from our community who have come together to share what we have in the platform for you. We will hear from those in featured programs, community groups, community channels, and so much more. Grab your favorite drink and your friend and snuggle in your comfy seat and get ready for a whole new experience. With no further ado, we want to go ahead and quantum leap into our first segment. And I want to go ahead and welcome in. Let me begin by introducing someone who started searching for truth 30 years ago, which led him on a journey that allowed him to find pieces of the puzzle that brought him to love of life, that expanded his awareness. By putting those pieces together, he realized a new earth of transformation through our very breath. Let us put our hands together for our guide and bridge, Lee Davey.
Well, I'm standing in for Mr. Lee Davey right now because Mr. Lee Davey is in the middle of a storm in Tulum. So unfortunately, I just got a message from Lloyd, our global leader over in Noble Goldman, who has just informed me that much prayer is going out. Apparently it's quite bad. So let's hope that Lee is safe and he's okay. So there's not much internet at the moment. So what I was hoping we could do, if Wolfgang would be so kind, is if he would take us on a journey from, we were going to do this in the end, but I think it'd be very appropriate to do it in the beginning. If you would be so kind, Wolfgang. Well, would you please share a little bit about Wolfgang, Darla, to our beautiful guests?
Yes, and thank you for letting me know. I know that Lee Davey did just typed in and asked me for the password, so he should be showing up momentarily.
Oh my gosh, yay! That worked
yeah,
fast.
he just hit my
in a holy
phone.
instant. In a holy instant, clear
holy
passage,
instant.
please.
And here we are. But in the meantime, I am excited because Wolfgang here, I had the privilege this week to actually speak to him. And I will tell you, this man who has been helping others to connect with energy of breath. His work has connected personally, physically, mentally with the universe and Mother Earth. He has been on this journey of breath work, channeling, reading, connected through mind and heart for 20 years. Welcome, Wolfgang. Go ahead.
Welcome and thank you very much for this opportunity. And actually, I invite everyone to take a conscious breath to arrive fully here in this space. I'm excited, so I really need to take a breath to breathe out any anxiety and tension and do that together with me. Take a deep inhale and breathe out anything what keeps you off thoughts anywhere, or what happened before, or let's also help everyone to come here safe. And take another deep breath. And with the next deep inhale, breathe out and open your eyes, come back fully and feel this connection now. This is actually what makes me exciting about breathing. In 30 seconds, my state can change completely. And that is what what I'm doing when I'm connecting to people, when I'm connecting to myself every day in the morning. I'm one of these guys getting up every day at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there is nothing better to do than joining Noble Goldman training and introduction calls. What is for me the best way of starting a day? What actually brings me to my experience with Noble Goldman, why I'm here. And I just invite you to look at this screen. Look at your screen and look at what you see. And take a moment to look at everybody who is here and feel this. I'm coming from a world where you're supposed to be breathing with a person in a room in a safe space. This is what a safe space is. You sit together next to each other in a room. And that was the paradigm. Out of this space, you don't breathe together because you know emotions and support. And what actually started 2 years ago finds the top here in Noble Goldman. It's this direct experience. Hardly anyone really knows each other personally, because within the last 2 years, traveling was hard or impossible. And what this place is really, and this is what Russ is talking about every Tuesday, twice. This is a social media platform which actually brings into place what we are waiting for since 15 years or 20 years. I don't know since when we are talking about social media platforms. And I totally agree that it absolutely failed. It's not a social media, it's a contact organizing platform up to now. And what we manage here in this space is a direct experience. And I just can confirm that I meet people and there is instant love. I mean, it's not a connection. There is really more than that. As soon I come in a meeting and there is somebody and we find the opportunity to really talk to each other, there is a feeling of giving me chills and a connection where I really have to take care, because I would like to talk to everyone and to meet everyone in a personal meeting. What is actually a great thing right now, because it's still possible, because Noble Goldman is still pretty intimate. We are still in a phase where it's pretty private. And what I see is that it will change pretty soon to something much bigger. And I realized why I'm here. I had a beautiful meeting recently with Dr. Kim, and we were actually sharing and exploring, and we figured out that what also Russ is talking about, what should make Noble Goldman different to so many initiatives which became bigger and then it became pretty anonymous. And we think we found the answer why there is the reason why Noble Goldman will stay Noble Goldman. And we figured out there is a soul. Noble Goldman has a soul which is carefully protected by pretty much everyone I met here. So there is nobody who is not caring about the soul, but actually in the moment aware that you are here because of this soul. This is the very reason why I'm here. And I think this very reason is the reason why Noble Goldman will be different than, I'm pretty sure every company, MLM or whatever configuration started with an idea and with a big heart. And when it rises and grows and more people come in, it's not about people don't care about the soul anymore. it is when it grows fast, the soul easily gets forgotten, left behind. And why I know that is, this is my experience from breathing. The breath is very silent. Your breath is there all the time. You don't need to care about your breath. You're breathing anyway. But it makes a difference if you breathe consciously. And this is my very experience. And this is what I bring with me. And this is the news and the message for me to you. If you breathe consciously, it makes a difference. You don't need to breathe consciously. You breathe anyway. You will survive and live. And that is what happens on certain moment in organizations, that they start breathing automatically. And when we just manage to keep breathing consciously in this phase, I think in the next couple of months is the crucial space. In this phase, when we keep consciously breathing, we keep this soul alive, and Noble Goldman will be different to anything what we ever had. It
That
is
so,
right now, but to keep this.
It is so true, Wolfgang. Thank you so much for your beautiful wisdom and your insightfulness. And that's exactly what happens, is that we are truly coming together in such beautiful ways. And that when we do breathe together, our hearts are connecting. And that was what I always used to say. We're not just linking arms, but we're linking hearts. And we do that through the breath. So thank you so much for sharing that. That was very powerful. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Darla.
Thank you so much.
That was so, let's do this. Let's introduce some of our other beautiful people in our ecosystem.
And thank you so much, Tony, for being on the receiving end when we had a little, that's the greatest part about the community, is when one person doesn't know, another one does, and we all just step in and we're there to help one another grow and develop and put it right where it needs to be. So thank you for being able to catch that. And Wolfgang, thank you for stepping up and speaking out for us today. But next, let us not hold back. We're going right on in. This is someone who's been around from the beginning of Noble Goldman. He runs the Growth Seekers Mastermind in the Vault. He is a certified performance transition and leadership coach who owns Power Force Coaching Inc. Let's welcome Walter Aguilar.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that presentation there, that invite. When I got approached to this, I was really honored. First of all, anytime that I get to unpack any of my thoughts about Noble Goldman, I always go back to the moment that Mark Santos told me about his vision. And I remember it was a time where I was just about to do a talk for a bunch of or a whole community of coaches, NHL coaches and what have you. We were preparing for it. That's where our focus was going to be. And my son, my special needs son at the time, got really ill. So I wasn't able to, he went into the hospital for a period of time. So I wasn't able to focus on that. And Mark was looking for other projects to work on. And then this vision came to him. And when he told me about the vision, it was so incredible, because what I seen, more than just the creating freedom of time for money, what I seen was an opportunity for all of us to make that consciousness shift from the me to the we to the us. And what's really interesting is that as I'm starting to realize this, and after 3 years of really staying engaged with it, and being a catalyst and really initiating the mission vision for ourselves. And then for any of you that were there, that was actually a really cool process too, because we threw it out to the community as to really help with the mission vision. And one of the things that I really realized is that we on a conscious level, we know that when it's at the me, it's all about our ego, it's about our self-perception and who we think we are. And we can get to the we, because we all have families and little groups and even our own companies that we have. There's the we, but it's that shift to the us that's always the most challenging, but the greatest opportunity that we all hold, because when we get to the us, as Joe Dispenza says, we break the habit of being ourselves, and it becomes less about what I can get from you, but rather what can I contribute to you. And when we get to the us, there is nobody loses, because we're all in this together. And what I really love about the way that Noble Goldman has been developed, and we've tried different things, and it's been a very organic growth. We've done things that haven't worked. We've done things that worked well. We've done things that just fell flat on our faces. But I really believe that we're at a period of time right now where there's a lot of people that are not just making the shift from the me to the we, but the us is really beginning to emerge. And it's emerging at a time when the world needs us more than ever, right? There's so much polarization. There's a catabolic entrainment. There's so much fear. And one of the things that we have here is we have the ability to contribute to the elevation of consciousness in the world. Because with a higher level of consciousness, we have a greater responsibility, because we know we have choices. There's so many things in the world right now that we don't have control over, but we do have control over how we choose to show up in any given moment for our fellow human beings. And I think that one of the things that I love, even the way it started today, all the different languages that were greeted, really just a reflection of the fact that this is a global movement. And it is a movement. It's not just, again, another network marketing company or affiliation company. It is a movement. We are affecting the collective consciousness. We're affecting our fellow men and women by the way that we show up. And one of the things that, as more and more people can get to the us, what's really wonderful, we also find that authentic part of who we are, that those spiritual beings that are having these human experiences, but once we can get to the us, we will also find ourselves, and we'll find that we've never been missing. We've always been there. And we've just been spending a lot of time with all our self-perceptions of who we think we are, what we deserve, and that we need to achieve and accumulate something to be worth something. What I'm seeing here is people that are really starting to realize that we are already worthy, we are enough, and that we're all connected. And as long as we can continue to focus on the things that unite us rather than the things that divide us, I really believe that we will be a power for good, and we are a power for good. It's not like it's going to happen. It's happening. And I think that as we see in the vault, there's more and more communities that are starting to show up. And I know even myself, I'm ready to bring in my growth seekers community into the vault that's going to basically feed, encourage, and really be a part of the solution that the world needs right now. And again, I just really feel grateful that I've been asked to say a couple words. I'm really grateful for everybody that's ever come to any of my masterminds, have heard me speak, because I don't know, my truth isn't the truth, but it's what I believe to be true. I'm not the finest speaker, as some of you guys have seen. Sometimes I mess up. Sometimes I even swear. Okay. I'm unabashedly a believer in Jesus. But yet I accept everybody else's beliefs, right? I'll talk to somebody about the chakras or the karma or whatever. I have no fear, because I know who I am, and I know why I'm here. And I know that I'm here because I'm needed. And I know that everybody else here, you have something to offer to not only Noble Goldman, but to this world. And I think that Noble Goldman can definitely be that for everybody. And I really thank everybody for just taking time to listen to me kind of talk about whatever I'm talking about. And I just want to thank everybody. And I just want to encourage everybody that if you haven't found your reason for being yet, don't worry, it comes. I'm 55 years old. It took me a while. And if you don't really know how you're going to monetize all this, don't worry about it. It'll come. There's people in the community that I've seen transform, like Lloyd Chambers and Mark Santos and Miriam, and I've seen their just even their approaches. They weren't as smooth or as knowledgeable. I remember Mark's first video. It was a disaster. I remember hearing Lloyd. Lloyd was either you were with him or you were without him. Like he was just in and out. I mean, there's been a real softness and a real rounding of their edges and their just their openness that has been transformative. And I've really been, and I'm watching everybody here. I could probably name 10 people that I've seen the changes in.
And
I'm really impressed.
Walter,
So thank you very much.
Appreciate you so much. And I think that what you're bringing to this today is absolutely extraordinary. And I hope that anybody that comes in onto the vault, that they make sure that they stop into the Power versus Force and the Seekers, because it is, I've had a chance to listen to you and I think it's absolutely extraordinary. And I need to get back in and see you a few more times because you are amazing. Thank you, Walter. I'm going to go ahead without any ado. I'm moving right on in. This person here that I'm about to introduce is, we have an amazing combination of Mary Poppins and a Jedi Knight. I'm not kidding when I say that. Mary Poppins and a Jedi Knight. This woman will guide you from confusion to clarity, frustration to bliss, surviving to thriving, as your all-in-one success engineer, mindset alchemist, and spiritual doula. Our role is to birth the best version of you, guiding the next generation to become heart-centered leaders. Here is Lisa Bowen.
Thank you, Darla. Wow, I echo what's been said so far. It is an honor to be invited to speak here. And so much, yes, the growth, Walter, for so many of us has been quite incredible. It really is. You might have seen the promotional material where I actually say, this is what I didn't know I was looking for. And Noble Goldman came my way because I got stranded in the UK during COVID, and I knew that I needed some mental and spiritual support. And I put out to the universe for just some support in some form. And then Martin Bull got in touch with me. And the funny thing was, I said I wasn't going to touch this for 12 months. I said, I've signed up, but I've got other stuff going on. And then within, I think, 24 hours, I'd signed up for my first gold star, and everything had happened quite at quite an incredible speed. And that's the beautiful thing about NG, is the synergy that creates things. And what I love, there's so much that I love about this community, but one of the things I love so much is that we're creating things that we actually are much bigger than we anticipate. And I fully believe that Noble Goldman is going to be far greater than we've even imagined yet. It'll take on a form that we haven't even contemplated yet. I'm watching the evolution of it so far. And it was interesting on our mastermind today, we were talking about a rocket that fails its way to the moon. And when I first joined Noble Goldman, it was very much about this being a platform for us to grow our businesses. And we sort of moved away from that a little bit, and Noble Goldman became the center point of everything. But our cybernetic mechanism has brought us back on track, even better than it was before, because now we're building communities in a way that we haven't done before. And I'm very honored to be part of the Your Desired Success community with Martin Bull, who's the most incredible and inspiring leader. And just to be able to be part of, as Walter's talked about, the me to the we to the us, and to be able to sit into that vision of something far greater than ourselves, and to really, for the first time in my life, know that I'm going to make the difference in the world that I want to, that I'm here to make, because I'm no longer doing it on my own. And the right people are coming into my life to help me achieve what needs to be achieved in a way that I don't even need to think about. It's just unfolding exactly as it needs to coming together. It really is. So I'm just very conscious of the time. So yeah, this is just the most beautiful gift. And thank you everybody for being part of it.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for your contribution today. I mean, this honestly, hun, without everyone that's in here talking today and coming together, this space wouldn't be possible. Each one of us has a unique role in it and is making this possible. So thank you. I want to go ahead and jump on into the next person today. And here is a man with a gift of gab, who you will find wearing many hats. One of the earliest community leaders, he has built a massive organization here in Noble Goldman. He is also known as a published author of the book Visualization and Realization, Coaching Others to Success. I personally had the honor to spend a one-on-one with him, and he imparted so much wisdom, mad respect, and appreciation for you. But let us not even hold back and open the floor to Lloyd Chambers.
Well, hello there. So thank you very much. I am currently in the middle of an almost built cob house in the west of Ireland in the rain right now. And I came down here for a community project because I do believe in community being both in the virtual space, although this feels very personal, I have no doubt, and also in the physical space, getting dirty in the mud and building real communities. So I suppose when I first came to Noble Goldman, it didn't look like it looks like now. Some of you, and I'd actually like to speak to the people that are guests on the call today, and I want you to have a little reflect on this one. What is it that you want? Now, it's possible you don't know yet, but that's okay. It's possible you know exactly what you want. That's even better. But the purpose of the platform in general is here to help you do two things. Number one, identify what it is that you want and plot a pathway to do it, and do it in collaboration. So we look at the external world, and what we realize is that there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of competition. That's clearly not going very well for the vast majority of people. So why not create mutual aid, cooperation, and collaboration? Why not have a platform that disencourages people from competing at all? There's no need to compete when you're collaborating. And we figured out eventually, we figured out the economic model, because I'm looking at physical communities out here in the middle of nowhere, basically in Ireland, near as far away from so-called civilization as possible. And the challenge is, where do the resources come from in order to build these communities? So the way I look at this entire process is, this is where we decide who is it that we want to partner with in the game of life, number one. We have time while masterminding, because of the nature of the process, to see how do people turn up. How you do anything is how you do everything. So how you turn up for other people gives a huge indication of whether or not you're at the what's in it for me stage. You're at, oh, we're doing something together, where you're like, okay, you and me are actually the same person on a quantum level. And that what I do to you, I also do to myself. And that's the only way for us to really build and generate abundance and tap into that, is by collaboratively working together. This is the awakening we've all been waiting for. This is the convergence, you know. And so how can we go about doing it? And it's also very practical. Like I have certain skills, okay, but there's a plethora of skills I do not have. And actually, many of them I don't even want to learn, to be honest. But I'm happy to partner with people who have those skills, so we can just get stuff done better and quicker. And you know, I appreciate time's not real if you really get into it. But from another perspective, we really want to be able to be more effective and more efficient in whatever it is we're doing. So whether that's, you know, some of us are in business, and that means that business has an aspect called profit, and that it's a good idea to have more of it than less of it if you want to sustain yourself and really serve other people within your community. And further afield, depending on what your goals are, you need to have access to some understanding of how these things work. So we mastermind on these topics as well, but in the vault, a community in which everybody's discussing today, there really is a tool there for us to all collaboratively work together, for us to have a platform in which to vocalize what we want to communicate, and also to learn what we need to know to fill in the gaps, because there will always be gaps. And I think that you should likely get back with whoever invited you onto the call and get some nuts and bolts of how it works. But for the moment, I've been me, obviously. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon on the inside. And thank you so much.
I appreciate you so much, Lloyd, especially with how busy you are right now, taking the time and being here. It is really greatly appreciated. And the fact that your heart is just so into the community, you are truly a blessing to this space. Thank you so much. So I want to go ahead and we're going to join on onboarding the next speaker today. And we have someone who calls herself a self-development junkie. She had an aha moment and began her approach through love and appreciation. She spends her time teaching ESL, English as a Second Language. Let's go ahead and welcome Jolene Clayton.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. And Darla, you're such a gem. I just love you so much. And everybody in here. And that's why, like she said, I feel like have been a self-development junkie for most of my life. And I've been doing it alone. And I think most of us have done it and alone in one sense or the other. And just coming into this community, I felt like finally I have people who I can work with, talk with, and they get me and I get to get them. And even if we're completely different places in our development, we get to co-create together and create things that I never have been able to do in any other community that I've been at. I've been in many of those little small communities. When I got my Reiki, I went and tried to work with a bunch of people with Reiki, but it felt so close, like you're doing Reiki and this is how it's supposed to be. Or you're going into another community and they have their own ideas of how you should ascend or how you should be towards things. But the best part about this place is that it doesn't matter. Everybody can communicate and be part of a community that we can sit down and become friends, real friends, and don't feel like, okay, I can't speak my truth because it's so different than yours. You know, it's like we can come together and speak our truths, our experiences, and then grow even more with it. And it's so, I don't know, warming, you know, because we can do this as a community. And this is what Noble Goldman has totally done for me, is taken me from being alone, looking for solutions, and coming to a community that, okay, I might not have the solutions or someone else might, and then we can collaborate together so we can both grow, or we can all grow together, like when we go together. And I can tell you, it is the best thing that Tony has ever brought me to. So thank you, Tony, very much for this. And thank you, everyone. And thank you, Darla. You're such a wonderful person. And everybody here, Dr. Kim, everybody, they're beautiful people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jolene, and truly appreciate your contributions today. You are just a sweet soul, and I've truly enjoyed sitting with you this week and talking with you. I truly, truly enjoyed our conversation. Want to go ahead and jump in and talk about the next person here and bring her introduction in. She is the author of 3 #1 global best-selling books and a TEDx speaker. She loves healing women entrepreneurs who are frustrated that they are not making the difference that they want fast enough. Using a process she designed, she helps them attract their ideal audience, grow their income, and leave a legacy that lives on long after they are gone. Let's welcome Stacy Hall.
Thank you, Darla. And it's very rare that I'm speechless, and I am. from all of the beautiful presenters we've already heard from. Jim Packard was the one who invited me to be here. I have felt it's been a blessing every day ever since. He first introduced me to Russ Devan, who then introduced me to Mark. And I've been very blessed to have a very large network of friends who all see the vision of Noble Goldman that we all do here. And so they're here. I don't know how many of them are watching right now, but they all know about it. They're starting to create their own classes, which is very wonderful. I feel like I found a home in that everyone, especially those here on this celebration, are legacy leavers. It's what you're all doing. I know you know it. You don't need me to say it. I'm simply acknowledging that I am in a community of people who are dedicated to leaving the world a better place than perhaps it is right now, or creating really beautiful spaces here on earth that people can come into that make it look different than the rest of the world does. And that's really all I wanted to say is I'm celebrating that we have found each other, that we can co-collaborate with each other, that we are expanding, as Mark says, the concept of abundance. There's just good stuff here that we just, it's a place to come and feel good. If I was going to say, I know a lot of people don't think that's good enough to spend money on. I happen to think it is. I think it's worth $100 10 months to have a place to come and just feel good, no matter what. Like there's every class that I could take in here is going to leave me feeling good and better than I did. And as we expand and expand and expand, I know our energy is going to be what transforms the earth. So I am blessed and honored to be here in this circle with all of you legacy leavers. Thank you, Mark, for having the vision. Thank you to each of you and all of us who are expanding that vision into reality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stacy. You are a doll. I think you are just so sweet. Thank you so much. And I know you've had a hectic week. And I wish we could have gotten together and actually got a little bit more to chance to know each other. But I am definitely myself personally going to be headed into one of your classes soon. So with that,
as I intend to do yours.
I want to let go on and move on to the next person. And the next one that I have here is, this is a dear soul. She's an associate professor in the School of Business at Empire State College State University of New York. She is gentle in her approach and walks along with you as you transition. She is the author of The Soul of America Speaks, Wisdom for Healing and Moving Forward. She can be reached through her website, professoroflove.com. May we welcome the sweet soul that interviewed our founder and creator, Mark Santos of Noble Goldman. Here is Dr. Kim Arvid.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. I too am almost speechless. So much is on my heart to say. And first of all, just a bucket of gratitude. It's not even big enough to say. And I just want to say, take a moment to just say a quick blessing for this, for all of us. So if you would just close your eyes for a quick moment. To you who gives us life and love, we say thank you. To you who gives us this breath, the next breath, and all our breaths, we say thank you. To you who gives us prosperity beyond measure, we say thank you. And to you who have gathered us here on behalf of the whole world, we say thank you. I've lived over 50 years, and in all of the places I've lived, I didn't fit in. In my own family, I didn't fit in. Its lifeblood was competition. I didn't fit in. I didn't fit in my schools. I didn't fit in government in the United States. I didn't fit in corporate America. I didn't fit in even in the business that I created called Kim and Company. Even though I created it, I didn't fit in because I was someone who colored outside the lines, who broke the rules, who said no frigging way when someone told me I couldn't do something. And I struggled because I thought something was wrong with me because I didn't fit in anywhere. And then last fall, I discovered Noble Goldman. And in January, I discovered the vault. And for the first time in all my years, I knew I belonged. I knew I had come home. And I knew that what I love to do more than anything in life itself, which is love people and teach us all how to love ourselves even more, because self-love really is the secret sauce of life. I found a place here where my voice was welcomed, my heart, my soul, my spirit welcomed, all of me welcomed, no matter what I'm talking about, whether I'm laughing or crying, whether I'm interviewing or being interviewed, all of me is welcome. And for that, I thank you from the bottom of my whole being. That's what this platform, that's what, not the platform, it's not the platform, it's not the software, it's not the bits and bytes and the packets and pockets, IP, whatever that stands for, Mark. It's not that stuff. It's us. The lifeblood of this is us. And that's why, as Wolfgang said, the soul of Noble Goldman lives in us and with us. And it is our privilege to tend to its soul, to tend to the soul. I see Noble Goldman just as an expression, a beautiful expression of the soul of life, and us as its caretakers. And so I celebrate being on this journey with you. And I offer my whole life. All that I've gone through is yours to learn from. All that's ahead is we get to journey together. And I just say thank you for the privilege of being here with all of you in this community. Blessings.
Blessings, love, and light. Thank you, Dr. Kim. You are so amazing. I love your sweet soul and your heart for each individual that you come in contact with, because you truly love from an authentic space. Because of the lack of love in your life at one point, you were able to truly deliver that love to others around you. And I appreciate you and love you fully for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we are wrapping up the last couple moments, and I wanted to see whether or not Lee was able to come in, because I know that he speaks about community, but if not, can anybody step up for him to talk about community connection for the last 2 minutes?
I know that Lisa is his guest, and I know that she's been able to connect with Lee. And I don't want to put Lisa on the spot because I know that she's just our guest, but I would love for her to speak a little bit about Lee, because I know Lee was really looking forward to being here. And I got to spend the last couple of visits with Lisa and also with Brandon too. Brandon, thank you for coming. I'm not sure if Bernie's here, but I've got to meet these 3 beautiful souls from the connected community, and they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing individuals with incredible stories, incredible journeys, incredible experiences. They are, it was an honor to be able to meet them, actually, because I was so humbled when Lloyd invited me and Lee invited me. I thought, wow, who are these people? Like, where have they been all my life? It's just like, they were so cool. And that, I don't know how Lee does it, but that's his energy. That's what he does. He connects these incredible souls, like all of you have come here, who have incredible journeys and incredible stories and experiences. And that's what this platform is about. And I'd be honored if Lisa would say a couple of words, or Brandon, if you feel moved to do so. It's not necessary if you don't feel to, but that would be wonderful if you could.
Sure. Actually, by the way, I'm Lisa Miller. I come to you from Irvine, California, and it's a pure joy for me to be on this and to really be discovering this vault and this community for the first time. So thank you, Dr. Kim, especially too, for saying, hey, I didn't fit in, I found a place. It really resonates with me. So thank you for that. I know Lee and I had been chatting this morning. We're working on co-collaborating on a few different projects where really it's about heart-centeredness and being able to understand how we all are one and fitting in with this whole universal community from where we've come from Stardust to where we'll go, from beyond this and finding our purpose. But the idea being especially that none of us can do it alone. Teamwork truly makes the dream work, right? So when we come together and we share, in the same way, linking arms and linking hearts, as Tony has said, that really resonates. It's exactly what Lee would likely be sharing today. So with the connected community, he's actually, and the Unified Alliance, which are 2 of his brain children, so to speak, it's bringing together groups of people of varying talents who can come together, who have the same or shared, mission and vision of improving humanity and improving our earth, right? And our relationship to it. How can we all come together to learn from the ancient wisdom of those who have come before us and those who are here, who have ancient wisdom to share, tribal community members, looking at everyone for new solutions, new ideas, a new way for us to envision what our future should look like, not just about trying to regain what we've had in the past, because who says what we've had in the past is the right way or the right path? So can we consider something bigger? Can we look at that and can we co-create that and define that together? What does that look like? It's about solutions. It's about coming together. So always a resonating theme that I see from Lee is, what can each of us bring to the table? What energy can we dedicate or share that we can bring that enlightens and empowers the group? So what Lloyd was saying as well, it's not about, what can we do for ourselves? It really is, you will be doing for yourself when you're doing with and for others. So that's the bottom line. So I would encourage you all to find out more about Lee at the Connected Community and what he's trying to do at unifiedalliance.org to really build a larger database of companies that are aligned and people that are aligned in sharing a mission and vision. And he's looking at taking what that is with other groups, because lots of people are trying to align. So how do we pull all of them together to make something more coherent? And that's something that's going to grow and be more robust. So I thank Lee for having introduced me to so many new concepts, helping me discover, myself, find out my own inner monsters, inner demons, and how do we grow through them? And it's truly growing through them, recognizing and growing through. So I hope I've given some tribute to Lee, but he's an energetic spirit healer, and he is someone of intense wisdom that I truly respect on this planet, and I met him for a reason, and Tony and all of you. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. You brought a lot to the table for him, as for the community connection as well. Thank you so much, because that's what it's about, linking arms and bringing everyone together and just bringing that new world together in that oneness of unity with one another. And I am super excited that you were able to open that door right there. Thank you so much, Lisa. I want to go ahead and open the floor for Miss Kasia.
Hello, hello,
We're
everyone.
coming to a close, and I want her to close out today.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. I know that people were late and some had to already leave, but we are so happy you were able to make it to meet our beautiful people here. And let me assure you that next month we will do it again, and we will do it better, okay? And we will have new people on the call, and we will have new partners coming in, and we will have our new friends and family members and everybody here, because our community is growing. And we are unstoppable. We are absolutely unstoppable. Yes. Okay, and I just want to make sure that we are all in this beautiful flow together, saving the world. As I always say to my friend Tony, we will save the world like Miss Americas and other Miss whatever other countries, and we will use our magic fingers to change that world with Mark and with his beautiful software, with Noble Goldman, with our beautiful hearts, with our visions, supporting each other vision. And I would like to thank you everybody for coming again, and thank you every new guest who was able to visit us today. So make sure to come back to the person who invited you, and we will see you again next month. And before we close, I would like to introduce you to my beautiful friend, May Tran, from Denver, Colorado, and she is about to close this beautiful call in Vietnamese. Thank you.
Cảm ơn quý vị đã đến với Noble Goldman Vault 7 tháng kỷ niệm với Quantum Tribe ngày hôm nay. Xin chào.
Thank you so much, and see you in a few more minutes on Roots Elizabeth call or on other calls, and for sure next month. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a beautiful, blessed day.
Love it. Thank you, guys. Let's go ahead and celebrate life and what great wins we had today. Bye-bye.
So beautiful.